In the fall of 2001, it seemed like we received an avalanche of bad news. Our daughter was killed in a car accident. 6 months later, my mother-in-law died. 30 days later, my father died. 8 months later, my father-in-law died. And one day, the doctors told us my husband had 7 months to live. The next day, we checked our son out of school. He had just turned 12 years old. And Bill said, "Son, we found out what's wrong with Dad." And Jordan said, "What is it?" And Bill said, "I have a disease. It's cancer." Jordan ran through the house. He started saying, "I don't want my daddy to die. I don't want my daddy to die." At our first oncology visit, the doctors told us that my husband had 7 months to live. But in the end, they were wrong. He had less than 12 weeks. I'll never forget that day. The doctor came out of the emergency room at 1:30 in the morning. He looked at me. He said, "Ms. Alcorn, we have minutes." I was sitting by Bill's bedside, and he looked at me. He said, "Oh, it's glorious." And I knew he was closer to heaven than he was to earth. He pulled his oxygen mask off, and he laid it beside his pillow. Jordan came by the bedside. I was holding Bill in my arms. We told him bye, that we loved him, and he took his last breath. And I knew right then my husband was not sick anymore. The same day that we buried Bill, I knelt down beside Jordan's bed. Jordan looked at me and he says, "Mom, Dad didn't get to fulfill his purpose in life." And I said, "Honey, we don't understand why things happen in this life the way they do. But for some reason, Dad's purpose is in heaven now. But our purpose is still here on the earth. If you're still breathing, God has a purpose for you. If we keep our eyes on the Lord through every season of life, I believe that all things work together for good to them that love the Lord and to them who are called according to His purpose."